Hello.
Hello. Hey, Suraj.
No, sir. There was complete silence. So I thought,
No, no,
there's some
I
issue
told
at
that
home.
no, there is nothing actually. We are waiting for a couple of students to join. Just let's wait for another 1 minute. We'll start. Got you, Suraj.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So being we are about three guys in the team. So before we proceed, I request everyone to just introduce yourself, your academic background. You have any software background? Please, just go ahead quickly. Then I'll also share my experiences, my background. Then we'll get into the workshop. Starting with Ram or someone, anyone. Suraj, anyone, please go ahead. So
Sir,
what is your
my name is
academic?
Suraj.
Yeah,
My name is Suraj Upadhyay.
okay.
Overall experience around about 12 years. Currently working as a technical lead in an
Very good.
MNC.
Very good.
Then my background is not from, sir. I'm not a BTech or a MCA person. I have completed my post graduation in chemistry, that too organic chemistry. However, I had some interest towards the technical side of it, so just started, doing R&D, and you know, got an opportunity in that MNC, and started working on databases and all. Currently leading a team of around about 28 members, where we handle databases like Oracle, Postgre, and HANA. But my
Okay.
major this thing is into HANA.
Okay. So you are into technical side, that do you are into database side, right?
That's right, sir.
Yeah. Great. What about Ram?
Hello, sir. My name is Ram. I've been working as an apps DBA. I'm interested to see the R 12.2. What features it brings. That's why I'm here. Thank you.
Okay. But point is that you are familiar with any Oracle applications earlier versions?
Yes, I'm currently working on R 12.13.
No, no. The functional or technical side of it you're working.
I'm a DBA. This
Okay. DBA, right? DBA.
apps DBA. Yes, you're right.
But this the whole program is from the what do you call functional perspective, not from the DBA perspective, honestly speaking.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then uh, I would like to listen into your
That's fine.
introduction class.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. Next, please.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very much.
Thank you. So my name is Akshay Sabharwal, and I'm working in Amex for 5 years as an Oracle consultant in the same financial module, Oracle GL, in
Okay.
Artwell. Just for
Mhm.
enhancing my knowledge, I already follow you from the YouTube, and
Okay.
just to, just to bring it on practical enhancement version. So I moving forward it. About my education background, I have just done my MBA in
Okay.
finance, and I'm a
Okay.
BCom graduate. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, good. Fine. So let me just introduce myself quickly. I got more than 15 years of experience in Oracle application, and I was working mainly on Oracle applications, that too, especially on financials. So financials, past 15 years, I started my work experience from 10.5. Today we are having R12 release 12, but prior to that, I started my career in Oracle application from 10.5. 10.5, then I move on to 10.6. Then from 10.6, I move on to what you call 10.7. Then 11, 11.11 after 11, that is 11.0 we call. After what do you call 11.0, we started working with 11i. Then today R12. R12 I worked on couple of versions. The latest version which is available in the market, which is stabilized, is 12.2.7. So I worked on even 12.2.7. That is about my work experience. And I worked in India, even elsewhere in the globe. I worked in London. I was there in London for about 2 years. I worked in Dubai for some time. I worked in sometime in Abu Dhabi, but it's very, very short, what do you call, days, not even weeks. And I worked about year or more than year, in Thailand. There is a project called as Kun Thai. Kun is nothing but in Thai language, it is Namaste Thai. Kun Thai Bank, I worked, I done a project for them. So that is about my background. And my recent project is, one is Amazon, one is McKinsey. McKinsey is a client from Delhi, that is Gurgaon. That is about my previous experience to do understand Oracle applications. Basically, I just recommend anyone to have some accounting knowledge, like what is debit, what is credit, what is profit, what is loss. That accounting, basic accounting is very much needed. However, if you don't
Does
have, that's fine. Yeah.
this help into Hyperion as well, sir? It's altogether different.
No, Hyperion is a different one. Hyperion is a basically reporting tool. Reporting tool
Yeah,
that is not actually part of Oracle application as such. But now Oracle, they acquire this Hyperion. Recently, Oracle acquired too many software, which I'll be delting, which I'll be discussing, in the this workshop. Now, so that is about my this background and this one. And most of what do you call people who joins this workshop, they used to ask, Mr. Sai, Mr. Jay, what is the difference between Oracle database and what is Oracle applications? So I just want to check with you guys who joined the workshop. Is this guys, you guys are familiar with what is the difference between Oracle applications and Oracle? Everyone is familiar, or you want me to throw some light on it?
throw some light on it.
Yep, that's good. In a very high level, if you see, there is a three things that you require to know here, not even two. One is Oracle Corporation. One is Oracle Corporation is what is the name of the company that everyone knows that. And Oracle Corporation, basically they come down with two different softwares. One is two different software which got demand. One is Oracle, one is Oracle applications. So this Oracle application is the workshop that we are going to do today. Whereas when you talk about Oracle, Oracle is basically called as RDBMS. You also call backend. You also call database. So what Oracle consists of? Oracle consists of basically SQL and PLSQL. So in SQL and PLSQL, you will get this. Or Oracle, you will get this SQL and PLSQL. Now the latest version which is having in Oracle is 12c. Before 12c, we got 11g. Before that, we got 10g, then 9i, then we also got 8i. So, but latest is what Oracle or what you call 12c. So most of the students, they used to get confused with 12c and R12. So 12c is a basically database version, whereas Oracle database version, whereas R12 is a basically version related to Oracle application. So I'm going to teach you Oracle application. This workshop is all about Oracle application, not Oracle. But how you differentiate these both, let me just explain you. What is Oracle? Oracle is a basically ERP package. What is Oracle application? Oracle application is e-business suite. So this e-business suite or ERP package consists of what? Various modules. What is that modules? I'll just give you an idea about that. Just bear with me. Give me some time. Whereas you see Oracle application, the latest version is what? R12, release 12. So the database version is what? 12c. Now, before R12, what we had is 11i, 11.0, before the 10.7, before the 10.6, before the 10.5, so on. Now, when I say Oracle application is e-business suite or ERP package which consists of modules. Here you can see these are the modules, just an example I taken into consideration. So you see every module have its own activity to perform. Like you see, cricket player can only able to play cricket perfectly. Cricket player may not able to play the volleyball perfectly. You see, because he got habituated, he got practiced only cricket, not volleyball or basketball or football. So football player don't expect that he's going to what do you call play the what do you call cricket properly. So every individual has been learned its own sport and then he's going to become a what do you call expert in that particular area. So here also every module have its own activity to perform. Example, when you talk about purchasing module is being restricted to perform only purchase activity, not beyond that. Whereas payment module is being restricted or it is being embedded or it is being designed only for making the payment activity. Whatever you want to pay for your business, the payment activity will be generally done from the payable module. And whatever the purchase activity that you do for the Oracle application, that is through purchasing module. And whenever you are going to sell the material, you book the sales activity in order management. Order management is basically to maintain all sales activity. Then finally come to receivable. The receivable is only for receiving the funds from the customer. Through order management you sell, through receivable you receive the funds from your customers. So here you can see every module have its own purpose of designing. So every module was being designed and there is a certain reasons for designing that. So example, as I told you just now, purchasing is to buy, payable is to pay, order management is to basically sell, and receivable is basically designed for receiving the funds from the customer. So every module is being designed for certain reason. So all these modules, what you do, all these module, you process your business data, you record all your day-to-day business data. So you see, all these modules are part of what? All these modules are part of your Oracle application. So Oracle application consists of what modules? What is these modules? These modules are here. And whatever the data that you record in these modules, finally data is going to store where? In Oracle database. So you need to understand the difference between the modules. Modules, what we do, we process our data. What kind of data? Whatever you buy, whatever you sell, whatever you receive, whatever you pay, that will be recorded where? That will be recorded in the modules. Finally, the data where it is going to come. So you record the data in the modules, and the modules are part of what? Oracle application. Finally, where the data is going to store, or finally data is going to store in Oracle. So what is Oracle? Oracle is a database. Is this clear? We are not going to record the data directly into Oracle. We never data directly into it is not that it is not possible to record, but general business practices we record the data into Oracle application, the front end, the ERP. Finally, data is going to store in Oracle database. Suraj, I believe it's clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, other important thing that you also should know what Oracle application consists of. You see, when you talk about your bachelor's degree, you talk about your MBA degree, what the degree, or you talk about any other postgraduate, what will be there? If you talk about MBA, MBA you got finance, MBA you got marketing, MBA you got HR. So here you can see these are all these three called as what? Master's degree you call. So master's degree based on your academic background, based on your interest, based on your taste, you will be choosing either finance or marketing or maybe human resources you will be choosing. But you don't choose all the three together. If you choose all the three, you see MBA you will be doing MBA finance you will be doing 2 years, marketing 2 years, again HR 2 years. So totally you will be 6 years in the master's degree itself. But generally you will not be choosing that. You will be choosing only one of these based on your interest, based on the demand, based on certain criteria. You will be choosing this, but you will be choosing only one among them. So here also when you talk about Oracle application, what will happen? Oracle application is basically called as e-business suite or ERP package. This e-business suite or ERP package consists of all this: financials, manufacturing, distributions, human resources, project accounting, and CRM. So these are the various branches that you have as part of Oracle application. When you talk about Oracle application, you get what? You get all this: finance, manufacturing, all that you will have. But you see, gentlemen, try to understand. I'm a faculty, I'm a consultant only for the financials. What is my knowledge skill set is only financials. What I can able to justify you is only financials. It is not that I don't know other modules. I know other modules, but not depth like your finance. Because from past 15 years, I am working on only financial area. So my strong area is only financials. I'll be teaching you financials only. But what is other branches that you have in the ERP is that finance, manufacturing, distribution, human resources, project accounting, and CRM. These are the various branches that you have. Is this clear? Yes, gentlemen, shall we move?
Yes.
Now,
sir.
now the other important point that you should know is, you see, when you talk about your what you call MBA, what will be there? MBA, when you talk about MBA finance, you will have all finance related subjects will be there, like accounting, statistics, or something related to accounting. When you talk about MBA marketing, you can see all the subjects related to MBA marketing. When you talk about MBA human resources, you can find all the subjects related to human resources. So here also, gentlemen, understand when you talk about financials, what will be there in the financials? Financials basically comprises of general ledger, payables, receivables, cash management, and fixed assets. So these are basically core financial modules. Core in the sense what main? These are, you see, whether me or anyone, whoever is going to give the workshop, whoever is going to give you the knowledge. So you see, when you say when you claim that you are a financial consultant, you should be familiar with all the 5 modules like general ledger, payables, receivables, cash management, and fixed assets are the modules that you should be very minimum should be knowing. But however, you see, R12 we are talking the latest version, which is the latest what do you call version which is available in the market. So when you go by that, you see R12 also in the financial modules, you can see something called as subledger accounting. Subledger accounting was not there in till 11i. 11i, the subledger is not there, but subledger now you see it is added up in R12. Subledger accounting also I'll be discussing with you guys. I'll be discussing e-business tax. So e-business tax also not there in earlier versions. E-business tax also which has come up recently with R12. So e-business also I'll be discussing. And apart from all this, I'm also going to teach you purchasing. Purchasing is not part of financials, but on purchasing, I worked for about close to 2 years, and I don't want my knowledge to go in vain. I'm just sharing my knowledge with you guys. So here you can see it's somewhere around eight different topics that I'll be discussing in a span of somewhere around 2 months. We'll be having conducting daily session. If you're okay, everyone agrees with that. To make you understand the knowledge transfer, daily 1 hour session I can conduct. That too, I'm available Monday to Saturday. We can have a sessions on that. But whenever you go to this, what you call Oracle application financials, whenever you say that I'm a consultant, you should be knowing all this, please. You see, to get into the job, one should be knowing all this. But tomorrow you'll not be working on all the modules. You'll be working only 1 or 2 modules. Like you see, my before project, I done a what do you call project called as USC. USC is a project which I done. So for them, I was basically acting as a spark for payables. What do you mean by spark for payables? Any payables issue is going to come, that first is going to come to me only because I'm a spark for that. So I am a person who is basically initiated with the payable issue. Like that, every module there is a spoke is there. So here you can see for receivables one spoke, whereas for payables one spoke, one is for what do you call purchasing. Like that, the organization will identify. So any purchasing issue is going to come, that system that they are going to route that issue to the particular spoke. So here also, gentlemen, to get into the job, you should be knowing all this in whatever you see in front of you. But you will not be working on all the modules. You will be working on 2-3 modules maximum for a given project. Next project may not be same module. Some other modules also will be included. So this is all about modules structure. Anyone have any questions? You can ask me right now.
Sir, Akshay this side. So just in case when we go for the interview, so if the
Please go ahead.
person thinks, sir, can you hear me, right?
I can hear you very much.
Sir, just like as my past experiences for the journal ledger and for the GL part only, I have not worked for any payables and any other modules. So if the person asks me any, you have to, if the interviewer will ask me about which module you are working, or whether they directly ask me the questions about every module at any point of time. My question is that.
No, no. You see, whenever you go to interview, now whenever I prepare my profile, I prepare profile as if I have about 15 years of experience. So I can't escape saying that I'm only good in 2-3 modules in the interview. So 15 experienced guy should be familiar with all the modules. There is no discount. There is no any rebate that I will be getting. But tomorrow when you go to job, obviously most of the jobs, even whenever I take interview also in my company in our organization, we used to ask the consultant, okay, how long you're working? So guys say that I'm working from past 3 years, past 5 years. Okay, then what are the modules that you know you are familiar? And we are also going to ask them, how do you scale yourself? How do you scale yourself for general lecture? They say that few guys say that I'm good in 9 out of 10. Few guys say 5 out of 10. Like that, we are going to take the scaling. Then accordingly the interview will be there. Someone says that uh, I'm only 2 or 3 in cash management, I never worked, or I work very very little, then we are not going to question them anything in cash management like that.
Got it, sir.
But to get into the job, at least you should be familiar with all the modules. But work experience you may have or you may not have, that's fine. But to get into the job, at least you should be familiar with all the modules. Work
Got
experience
it.
part wise, you may work all the modules, or you will be working on a restricted modules. That is a secondary. But getting into the job, tomorrow you say today company is going to acquire you, stating that Akshay is good in general ledger and payables. Tomorrow the business requirement will change it to general ledger and receivables. You can't go and say that I don't know receivables, right? So to get into the job, you should be multi-talented. You should be knowing multiple modules. Now, for me, if you're going to ask me my financial modules, I'm already thorough enough. Now I'm trying to explore other modules, because you see, I can't sit back and I can't relax myself only in financials, because you see, I would also work on other modules also, because the more that senior you are going to become, the more their expectations also will grow.
Got it, sir. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Again, one of the basic question my students they used to ask me is, Mr. Sai, Mr. Jay, how the ERP is going to work, how Oracle application is going to work. Oracle applications are ERP, both are same gentlemen. SAP is also ERP. Oracle applications is also ERP. PeopleSoft is also ERP. BAR is also ERP. But what ERP that we are discussing is Oracle applications ERP that we are discussing. I am not discussing anything about SAP. I don't know anything about SAP at all. What I know is only Oracle I know. Now, when you talk about high level trajectory of the Oracle, this is how the trajectory is basically. We have a concept called as main ledger and sub ledger. Main book, sub books. Main ledger, sub ledger. Here, which is a main ledger? Main ledger is the one you see in the middle. That is general ledger. So general ledger is called as what? Main ledger. What is all other modules? All other modules. Let me start from purchasing. Purchasing that do not by clockwise. I'll start from anti-clockwise. Purchasing, then payables and order management. Then I'll go in a anti-clockwise. Now, just give me a second, gentlemen. So when you talk about any ERP, let it be Oracle or let it be SAP, let it be PeopleSoft, let it be any ERP, how the ERP is going to function, how the ERP is going to work, let me just make you understand. As I told you just now, general ledger is called as main ledger or main module. All other modules you see surrounded to general ledger, all other modules are basically called as sub-modules. Sub-modules you call, sub-ledgers also you call. So what will happen in the sub-ledgers? Whatever your business activity is there, right? Buying, paying, selling, receiving, all that will be recorded in the sub-modules, sub-ledgers. Here you see talk about purchasing. You can see in the left side purchasing is available. So in purchasing, what we do, we buy whatever we buy for our organization will be recorded in the purchasing module. So all purchase activity will be recorded in the purchasing module. Just below that, you can see there is anti-clockwise. Don't go by clockwise. Anti-clock you go. So here you can see below purchasing, there you can see payables. So payable module is basically to maintain the payment, and order management, just now I also we discussed that, basically to maintain the sales activity. Then whereas Receivables is basically to receive the funds from the customers. And inventory is to basically store the item, store the stock, maintain the material. So inventory is basically to store the item, store the goods, store the product. So that is all about inventory. When you talk about human resources, all employee related what do you call activity will be recorded in the human resources. So here you see when employee got applied, when he got the job, when you know how long he would be there in the probationary, how we are, when we are going to make him as a permanent, all that activity will be recorded in the human resources. So here you can see the data will come from sub ledger to main ledger. So we purchase, we pay. When we purchase and we pay, that activity will be recorded in the sub modules. And whenever we sell, we receive, that also will be recorded in the appropriate vertical. We sell through what? We sell through order management and we receive through receivables. So even that activity also will be recording. So all the activity you record in the sub ledgers, it will come to main ledger. Main ledger is called as general ledger, you call. So general ledger level, what you do? You process your business data. What kind of business data that you process here? General ledger level. General ledger basically you run the reports. What kind of reports? Processing the data, main data will be happening only in the sub ledgers, but the data finally comes to general ledger. General ledger, you prepare a balance sheet, you prepare a trial balance detail, you prepare a profit and loss account, all that you prepare at GL level. So data will be recorded in the sub module, sub ledgers. Finally data will come to main ledger, main module, where you are going to run the reports to know the status of your business, whether you are in a profits or whether you are in a losses. Just go through this diagram. Have any queries, you can ask me. Gentlemen, if it is okay, we'll go further. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm good, sir.
Now here you can see most of the students, they used to ask me, most of the candidates, they used to ask me, what is implementation? After learning this, you know, this Oracle application, after conducting this workshop, we'll be joining the course. Then once we join the course, what actually we'll be doing? The main role is basically implementation of the software. What kind of implementation that you will be doing? What is implementation? Let me make you understand. So you people heard about Raymond's group, right? What Raymond's group they do basically? Raymond Group basically they produce the fabric. They are into textiles and they produce the fabric. Once they produce the fabric, Raymond's Group what they do? They are not going to use for themselves. They are going to give to distributor, retailers, wholesalers. So Raymond's Group is basically a textile company. It is not a software company. They produce the fabric or they produce the cloth and finally they give sell to distributor, retailer. They identify some distributor, they sell to them. And through the distributor, who will be buying? Customers like you and me. So once you buy the cloth, what we will be doing with the cloth? You wear the cloth just like that, go to office daily. Like in South India, they used to wear lungi, right? Same way you go and wear the cloth? No. Then what do you do? Who is going to buy this cloth? Customers like you and me is going to buy the cloth. When I'm going to buy the cloth, I get a raw cloth, a raw piece. What I'm going to do with that cloth? I'm going to take the help of the tailor. I go to the tailor, I show the tailor, this is a cloth I bought. Please stitch it as per my requirement. As per my height, weight, my body, this one size, you please stitch it. So here customer, as a customer, what I'm doing? how much spending, where I am spending. I am spending in two different ways. What is the two different ways? One is to buy the cloth. One is to get the help of the tailor, get it stitched. So for tailor you are paying, for buying cloth also you are paying. Is clear or not? Now, what is going to happen in Oracle application? Let me tell you. So Raymond's Group is one example I gave. Raymond's Group, they produce the cloth. They have a channel, distributor, wholesaler, retailer. From them, customers like you, me buy cloth. Take the third party help to stitch the cloth. That's it. After stitching, what do? You go for a trial. Then if everything is okay, then you start wearing it. Now, what is Oracle Corporation? Oracle Corporation is the name of the company. I recommend everyone to read by yourself once. Just read everything totally top to bottom. I'll explain from my end.
Sir, what I understood from the slide is that Oracle Corporation is the name of the company. Okay,
Very
and
good.
Oracle application is used by around Oracle application is used by around almost 70 plus companies. And you've given the example of Sonata Software, Tata, Birla, Reliance, all this thing. So these are the companies who have implemented that Oracle R12 or Oracle application in their firm.
So who is this, Suraj?
Yes, sir.
Fine, Suraj. So to some extent you are right, Suraj. Let me explain from let me give you utmost clarity. Oracle Corporation is the name of the company, as you said, is right. Oracle application is a software, the ERP that whoever want to use within their business, they can use. Sonata, if you talk about South India, if you are in a South India like Karnataka, you are in a what do you call Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, like that South India, at least I can say Sonata is a software basically distributor, like they hold. You see, if I'm going to call Oracle Corporation America, if I want to buy the software from Hyderabad, if I'm going to call, they will ask you, Mr. Jai, Mr. Sai, where are you? I say that I am part of India. Very good, but which part of India? Southern part of India. Where? Hyderabad. Okay. They say that we are not going to ship the item, what do you call, directly from America to your Hyderabad place. You please go to Sonata Software. Sonata Software is one of the distributor. Like IBM is also one of the distributor for Oracle. So like that, we have multiple distributors available for the software. The distributor is Sonata Software. So Sonata Software, from there, who will buy? Companies like Tata, Birla, Reliance, Hinduja, Hindalco, they'll buy the software. Tata, Birla, Reliance, Hindalco, so on companies, they buy the software. Whose turnover is millions, billions, trillions, those people will be buying the software. If your business is small business, this ERP is not sufficient. This is not fair enough. This is not really required. Required for whose business turnover is in crores, million, billions. So they'll buy the software. When they buy the software, how they get the software? They get the software in a form of CDs or DVDs. What Tata company will do? What Birla company will do with CDs and DVDs? They can't do anything. Like whenever we buy the cloth from what do you call Raymond's Group, what we were doing? We can't do anything with the raw cloth. Here also, this Tata, Birla, Reliance, they buy the software. What they can do? They can't do anything. Then what will happen? This Tata, Birla, Reliance is basically business units. They need to take help of some other third party company to implement as per their business requirement. Tata got their own business line. Tata got their own business line, Birla got their own business line, Reliance got their own business line. Don't think that every business will be identical. It is not identical. It may be identical, it may not be identical, but point is that every business they are buying the ERP, and you see once they buy the ERP, they get a form of CDs, DVDs, and they can't do anything by themselves. These people need to depend upon other software companies like Satyam, Wipro, GE, Genpact, TCS, so on. There is more than 70 companies are available in Hyderabad who can design the software, who can implement the software, who can modify the software as per the requirements of Tata, Birla, and Reliance. Whenever you buy the software, you will get raw software. Raw software is nothing but no data, nothing. They can't do anything with the software. So these people need to take help of some third party company like Tata, Birla, so and so. Sorry, this Tata, Birla, Reliance companies, they need to depend on companies like Satyam or Wipro, GE, Genpact, so on. So who will be there? Employees like you, employees like me will be there. Where? Satyam, Wipro, GE, Genpact, those employees will be there. What employees will do? Employees will go to the Tata group or Birla group. Physically they'll go. Physically they see how many companies that they have. Physically they'll understand what kind of factory, what kind of business line they are. Then accordingly we understand, we analyze it, we draft a couple of documents. Generally we do something called a CRP1, CRP2, CRP3, like that we'll conduct. That is conference room pilot. After performing couple of attritions, then finally we end up with designing some software. Before we go to final implementation, we also show them a trial implementation, a trial kind of demo kind of this one to our clients. We'll make them understand how the ERP is going to work, how the ERP is going to execute. We show them, we'll make them satisfied. We'll take a sign off from them stating that you're okay with the whatever we designed. Then finally we go and implement in actual Oracle application instance. Whatever we do in a test environment. We show them a small flow, then everything is okay. Then finally we'll go with the actual implementation in the main server. Is this clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you talk about ERP, these are the different ERPs available in the market currently. Oracle application, SAP, PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Baan, Ramco, Marshall. One more ERP which I didn't put here is that is Microsoft Dynamics. Even Microsoft Dynamics is also, is going in a top 5 ERPs today. So here you see, but today the top 2 ERPs are Oracle applications and SAP. So these are the 2 ERPs which is having good demand in the market. What is that? Oracle application and SAP. But mind you, gentlemen, JD Edwards is no more today. JD Edwards sold themselves to PeopleSoft. PeopleSoft is no more today. PeopleSoft also sold themselves to Oracle Corporation. Like data warehousing is one of the warehousing tool software that is also no more today. Data warehousing also got merged with Oracle. Hyperion got merged with Oracle. Siebel CRM got merged with Oracle. PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, like too many companies got merged with Oracle. Today, the strongest ERP, one is Oracle, one is SAP. But SAP, when you compare with SAP with Oracle, SAP is almost 10 years older than Oracle. They came into market almost 10 years prior to Oracle. They captured the market. They created their own trademark in the market. Later, Oracle came into picture almost after 10 years later. But however, today Oracle is making SAP to not to sleep. Baan is a good ERP, but they don't have proper marketing strategy. Ramco Marshall is also good ERP, but provided that your business is basically cement business. So Ramco Marshall is suitable for cement business, not anything else. Now, when you talk about price perspective, sorry, when you talk about the database perspective, this slide was prepared pretty old. That is the reason 9i you see. For almost all the ERPs, you can see that database is what you know, Oracle. SAP, sorry, not SAP, Oracle, PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Baan, Ramco Marshall, most of them following the database backend is what? Oracle. Whereas SAP, initially they didn't, they don't want to work on database as Oracle. So they tried with Sybase. Sybase is also database. Sybase they tried out, but they are not happy. They moved to SQL Server. Again from SQL Server, like that they tried with couple of databases. Finally, SAP is also storing the data in Oracle again. So Oracle is what? Here,
No,
our own ERP, our own database.
sir, SAP has its own database now, sir.
Now you
HANA.
have, but HANA. But point is that HANA is not so powerful like your Oracle.
Yes.
When you say powerful also, I say 99% is powerful, I say. But it is not so secure like Oracle. Oracle is totally secure. Day by day, Oracle is coming with too many securities. Now, when you talk about the recent one, Fusion database itself, they are not giving to anyone. The whole database is maintaining by Oracle itself. So here you see, gentlemen, SAP, they tested initially multiple ERPs, sorry, multiple database like Sybase, SQL Server, all that. But finally, SAP also came into Oracle. Recently, they moved to HANA because they don't want to see Oracle growing. So that is the reason SAP stopped it. But initially, SAP also depending on Oracle. Like even other modules like PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Baan, Ramco Marshall, still they are depending on Oracle for database to store the data. When you talk about price factor, Oracle application you will get for, this is a rough price I am giving, please don't think it is an exact price that I am just giving you. It is only rough price to understand. Oracle application, whenever you want to buy, you need to spend somewhere around 90 lakhs, SAP 1 crore, PeopleSoft 25 lakhs, JD Edwards 1.2, Baan is 1.7, Ramco Marshall is the cheapest ERP, that is 10 lakhs. Yes, please. Now, very important thing that you see here is Baan is a costliest ERP, but Baan, they don't have proper marketing team. That is the reason Baan not having that demand today. As I told you, JD Edwards is no more, PeopleSoft taken, PeopleSoft is no more, Oracle taken. Now here you see the very important aspect that you should know is what? When you talk about modules of Oracle Financials, what is the modules of Oracle Financials? Can anyone tell me at least 2-3 modules? Yes, please, anyone?
So purchasing, payables, receivables, HR.
Purchasing, yeah. So all these are the modules, right? You see, my company is a low budget company. My company don't want to buy all the modules like purchasing, payables, receivables, cash management, fixed assets. No, we don't want to buy. We want to buy only one particular modules like payables, or I would like to purchase one particular module. So Oracle is going to sell the module by module, piece by piece, slice by slice. Oracle would give you only that particular module. You don't require to buy the whole applications like financials, manufacturing, distributions. No, you don't require to buy. You want to buy only particular module from Oracle, you can buy it. SAP, no, you can't buy module by module, piece by piece, slice by slice. Oracle is not giving. You require to buy the whole module. Whole module in the sense, whole suit, I mean to say. SAP, they are not allowing their employees to buy individual modules. SAP is saying that you want to buy purchasing or payables or general ledger, whatever you want to buy, you can buy, but you need to buy the whole SAP package. They are not selling by module by module. So the advantage with Oracle is what? The Oracle you can buy module by module, piece by piece, slice by slice. PeopleSoft is no more, as I told you. PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Ramco Marshall, everything got acquired by Oracle. But before acquisition also, they were using database as Oracle as a database. And the highest expensive, what do you call, ERPs are this one. There also you need to buy the whole package. You can't buy individually one by one, piece by piece. Whereas the beauty with Oracle is what? Module by module, piece by piece you can buy. But later even SAP also started the same practice, selling by module, piece by piece. Why? Because SAP, you see, if they are not going to do the way that Oracle is doing, they'll not be there in the market. They'll be thrown out of the market. So that is the reason SAP also started selling module by module, piece by piece. That is the reason you see modular independent. Who is modular independent? Oracle is a modular independent. All others you see, I gave no. SAP also initially no. Later they make it as they made it as what? Modular independent. Initially it is not modular independent. Is this clear, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now the beauty with Oracle is what? The power with Oracle is what? The power with Oracle is basically most of the clients, most of the companies, they like Oracle because of their support. Basically, Oracle got PGS support, platinum, gold, silver support. Platinum, if at all you are a platinum user, you will get a response within 1 hour. You are a gold user, you will get a response within 1 day. You are a silver user, you will get a response within 1 week. 1 week or 1 day is the maximum time I'm telling, but you will get response before that. So Oracle got the support called as PGS support. What do you call platinum, gold support. You may ask me what about other ERPs? Other ERPs they don't have support or what? They have support. I'm not saying that other ERPs are not having support. They also have support, but Oracle got this new strategy, a beautiful strategy that is called as PGS support. So there is a team of what do you call Oracle consultants working across the globe, India, USA, Singapore, like that. They are into basically supporting. Whenever they have issue, that issue will route to them. They will help you. So this kind of PGS support is only with Oracle, not anyone else. So SAP, what do you call, they don't have this PGS support. SAP, all that they have support, but this PGS is only with Oracle. Now, again, most of the students, they used to ask me, Mr. Sai, we are hearing today Fusion. What is this difference between Fusion and Oracle? Fusion is basically what? Mixture of too many things. What is that mixture of? Siebel CRM, PeopleSoft, Hyperion, Oracle Financials. All that mixture of all that modules they bring into Fusion. Whatever there in the PeopleSoft, whatever is there in JD Edwards, whatever is there in Hyperion or data warehousing, wherever you feel that it is required. So everything in totally mixed and developed software is basically Fusion. But a person like you guys who don't have any Oracle background, jump into Fusion will not understand anything. Don't jump directly into Fusion. You should have good knowledge in Oracle. Understanding Fusion, it will take only 1 week for you, not beyond that. Because the whole concept is from the Oracle Financials itself.
No, sir, when you say Fusion, are you mentioning Fusion apps?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, please, anyone have any questions, you can ask me now. And one more thing is that you see, there is a rumor going around that Oracle will not go ahead and continue. Oracle, you see earlier, long back, Oracle Corporation, they said that 2027 till 2027, we are going to support Oracle. Not that 2000 till 32, they also support. There are also a couple of modules will come. So next 10 years, 12 years, your Oracle not going to die, please. Because Oracle is a stabilized version. Oracle is a proven one. Yes, this Fusion, is not being stabilized yet. Still, there is a lot of R&D is going on. So it will take other couple of years to ensure that Fusion will stabilize totally. Not like, it is not stable like your Oracle.
Sir, what is the difference between Fusion apps and R12?
R12, you see all form base, all forms. You see all form applet base. Whereas Fusion, you can see all web pages. That's it. The concept remains same. There also we have a general ledger. Here also general ledger. There also a general interest you pass. Here also you pass general interest. There also you create a purchase order. Here also you create a purchase order. But the lookout is different. The Fusion lookout is different. And the more changes that you see in the HR side, and CRM, as I told you, Siebel CRM, that side you can see more changes. Financial size, at least I can say that it will not be having much changes. Got you?
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Fine, gentlemen. Let me stop for today. Have any questions you can ask me? That's it from my end for today's workshop. And you have any questions you can ask me, then we can have more clarity, more understanding. Then we can sit for one more workshop.
Sir, I mean, how many companies, or I mean, I'm not asking for a count, but how is the trend in the market? People who are moving from R12 to Fusion apps, are more companies going towards, or are they just testing the waters?
Honestly speaking, the guys who are already there, who are working on 12.1.2 or 12.2.5 like that, 12 point some other the older versions, they are getting upgraded to 12.2.7 only instead of going for Fusion, because Fusion, the major issue is you can't go for customization. You see very limited customization, or you can say no customization is possible. You see most of the business
Correct.
across the world, this ERP is not suitable just like that. You see, you require to do the changes, you require to modify the software as per your business requirements. So here you can see when you go for a Fusion, very limited what you call customization is possible, or you see you already customized too many things already in your software. All that recustomization in the Fusion will be not going to be that easy. Please, it will be hell for them. So
Sir, even those in my companies also, we didn't go for the further for the Fusion because of the issue with the data security, because that included also in the server. So my
exactly.
company is also not going for that.
You see, that is the reason Oracle threatening their customers that we are going to do the support till 2027 like that. They are threatening, but internally the rumors is coming up that it will go for 2032. 2032 that you will get a what you call support. Even after that also they will again increase extent, because you see most of the customers are quite comfortable with what you call R12. Why you want to go for a Fusion? Because Fusion is not being stabilized yet. It will take other couple of years. I was working on from past 3 years also I'm working on Fusion, but sometimes I myself get irritated on Fusion. Why? Because you see why Oracle is coming just for fun. Why they are coming? My only idea is that Fusion is basically what Fusion is a mixture of PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Siebel CRM. Yes, that's it. Whatever they found good in what do you call Siebel, they implemented in Oracle. Whatever is good in PeopleSoft, they implemented in Oracle. And whatever is there in good in your Oracle, also they implemented in the Fusion. Fusion is basically a mixture, gentlemen, nothing more than that. But most of the clients who are already using the Oracle, they're quite comfortable actually. I don't know why the Oracle is so hurry, releasing this Fusion.
Good to know, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Fine, gentlemen.
Sir,
More questions? Yep.
yes, sir. Sir, are we receiving any further details for all the things after this session?
Yes. You see, I just give me a second. So this is the course contents which I'll be sharing with you guys later. This is how the course basically goes. Oracle Financials R12, what I'll be teaching you is initially we'll go with introduction. The first modules will be starting with general ledger. Then we'll be moving on to purchasing. Purchasing is not part of financial, but still I'm going to cover the purchasing. I'll be giving you payables, then subledger accounting, account receivables. Then here you can go with what do you call cash management, e-business tax. Finally, we'll go with fixed assets. This is what we are going to learn in a span of 2 months, please. It will take 2 months to go. And I'm not going to just eyewash you people. I'm going to give in detail, in-depth knowledge, not for just for fun. I'll give in detail. This course would help you in your job. That way I'm going to teach you. Whatever I'm going to teach you may not be very high level or not low level. The decent level I'm going to cover so that this course will help you in one way or other way to do your job, to get into the job rather. Whatever I mentioned here, I'm going to cover in detail, in depth. Daily you will have 1 hour session. Material is my responsibility. I'm going to provide the material for you. Simple material. And also I'm a part of Oracle Corporation. I worked for Oracle for a couple of years. There is a material called as triple IT material, triple IT, IIIT. That material, well, generally you will get if you're an Oracle employee, or if you take Oracle Corporation, Oracle University, we have Oracle University guides we call. When you pay 1,74,000, when you enroll for the course, that time you will get those books. So that material also I'm going to give you. Because I'm exemplar of Oracle, that material also I'm holding. And also you will have server access to do the practice, whatever I implement here. You also get a server access to do the practice on daily basis. So you will have about 6 days a week. Generally, I prefer 6 days a week, but everyone says that no, sir, 6 days a week is not possible, only 5 days a week. That will negotiate, no issues. Yes, please. Any more doubts?
Sir, are we going further for the financial system generator in the GL? We are getting some hands-on on it or not?
What kind of generator that you are looking out?
FSG, sir, FSG reports. How
FSG,
to
FSG, I
generate
can.
that?
FSG report you want, I can show you a small report. There is already predefined embedded reports are there, but yes, you want to see how it is going to work. Yes, I'm going to show you a small report. But the whole report basically works on rows and columns. I can show that, no
Got it.
issues.
As a part of my working experiences, so that I'm looking
You
into
see,
that.
generally, you see most of the companies, if we didn't using any FSGs basically because now out of 10 companies, so 9 companies they are going for some different reporting tools. They're using it rather than using the default FSGs.
Correct. And so whenever we have some doubts or any something that we get any personal contact with you or something, or as we
Yeah,
have to go for the emails or
I'll
any
share my
something.
number later, not now.
I have got your point, sir.
So you can get back to me, but point is that I'm also a working employee for some company. Whenever I'm busy, I may not pick the call. I'll call you back, and you see, whenever anything which is a small issue that I can able to help you out. When there is something where you need to do a lot of work, like need to raise ASR, you need to work with Oracle. I can only help you to certain extent. Beyond that, you need to go and help by yourself. At least I'll show you the way. Actually, this is the way that you are supposed to go and work on that.
Sure, sir. I complete my doubts. Just
Fine,
wait for the
gentlemen.
details.
Then, yeah, that's it. More details you want, you can ask me. That's it from my end. I can also get in touch with the what do you call the company that through who you joined. They'll give you more details about the course and all of that other stuff. As I told you, material is my responsibility. I'm going to give you the decent material. I'll show you the material also for your understanding. So here you can see Oracle applications R12, like, window by window, form by form will be there. So this kind of material I'm going to give you. Window by window, form by form, all the theory you will get. So this sort of material I'm going to give. Only this is only for general lecture. Like I'll be sharing module by module, later once you enroll and everything goes further. So server access also will be providing server access for about 2 to 3 months. After that, you want to still extend, you need to pay for that. That will be nominal again. But generally, for within your course, you will be giving somewhere around 2 to 3 months. You will get the server access for practice. Whatever I'm going to show you here, you can also go and do the practice.
Sure, sir.
Fine, gentlemen. Have any more questions? You can just get in touch with them. They'll clear your doubts. Okay. Everyone, take care. Bye bye. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
sir.
so much.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Yes, sir.